The first and maybe the only debate with all of the federal party leaders took center stage tonight. It focused on 4 key areas, including the economy. So did any of the leaders deliver a winning performance and capture your support? Or is it simply 2 hours you can't get back? Eric Sorensen reports.
It's very early in a very long campaign, but the leaders came prepared to the first debate. Armed with different facts, they clashed early and often on the economy. The Prime Minister was on the defensive, as the others all insisted the country was headed for both a deficit and a recession.
That for 5 months in a row, the Canadian economy has shrunk. We are 1 month away from a technical definition of recession.
The fact is, you have completely become disconnected from the reality that people are facing right across the country.
The Prime Minister appeared to acknowledge the numbers point to a recession.
But according to a lot of observers, we're already in a recession.
Mr. Mulcair, I'm not denying that. What I am saying is that contraction is exclusively,
That's good.
or almost exclusively in the energy sector. The rest of the economy is growing.
Mr. Harper and Mr. Mulcair are veterans of debates in question period, so many were watching to see how Justin Trudeau would perform.
To make it easier for those who want to break up this country to actually do so.
And he held his own, challenging Mulcair on his plan to repeal the Clarity Act, requiring a clear majority for Quebec to separate.
Mr. Trudeau has an obligation, if he wants to talk about this subject, to come clean with Canadians. What's his number? What is your number, Mr. Trudeau?
First of all, Mr. Mulcair, I don't question your patriotism.
You haven't answered.
The question is, why is your policy so reckless? You want a number, Mr. Mulcair? I'll give you a number. 9. My number is 9. 9 Supreme Court justices said 1 vote is not enough to break up this country, and yet that is Mr. Mulcair's position.
The Prime Minister was forced to defend 9 years in office, but he was on the offensive over the military's combat mission against ISIS, something the other parties do not support.
It has singled out Canada and Canadians by name and has demonstrated the ability to carry out attacks in countries like ours. It would be absolutely foolish for us not to go after this group before they come after us.
Each leader debated forcefully, and there were no major gaffes. From here, they'll fan out to try to sustain Canadians' interest in an election that is still 74 days away. Eric Sorensen, Global News, Toronto.